Even have to. Hello, everybody. Hey, everybody. Today is Thursday, June 25th, and guess what? If you are not a voting member of the Recording Academy, then today begins the day that you could register your label as a media company. And that's the way that they do it. So you're like, oh man, I'm not a member. How do I submit my stuff? That's how. So as you can see, there's a link right here, GRAMMY Awards process, which will take you to all of that information. Or of course, you could go to NUFFmusicGSC.com, which also gives you that information. So there are a few things that I want to update you guys on, because Harvey Mason Jr., who's the CEO of the Recording Academy, he did update some things. So we do have some just some new rules, some new categories and so on and so forth. But again, more than anything, I'm here to let you know that if you are not a voting member of the Academy, but you would like to submit a project for Grammy Award consideration, then go to the link and register your label, your production company, as a media company. All of that information is there. Now, if I'm telling you all this, if I'm giving you the links, read through it. Don't say, oh, I'm just going to ask her, because I don't have an answer for you. Why? Because I'm giving you the information. Hello. And as it relates to becoming a member of the Recording Academy, then it's important to remember that you need 2 recommendations from someone in the music industry. They do not have to be a voting member of the Recording Academy, but they do need to be part of the music industry. Why? The Grammy Awards are a peer-to-peer based award. That means that your peers, people who work in the same industry but in the same category as you, people who they are the ones who choose the nominees and eventually the winners for the Grammy Award. So that is why you need 2 recommendations. If you want to become a voting member, you do have to be a creative artist, writer, producer, engineer. You need to. That's how you get a voting membership. If you're like myself and you're behind the scenes, you're an admin and executive, then you could have a professional membership. So that basically gets you everything except for voting. You are not able to vote on the awards. You do need 12 credits within the past 5 years. You can't have like an album with 12 singles on it. No, you would have to have like 12 albums. You understand? You could do 12 singles, but you need to have 12 releases within the past 5 years to qualify for a voting award membership. A Recording Academy voting membership. And as I'm saying, it's just to vote. And I think that's fair anyway, because you wouldn't necessarily want somebody speaking for you and they don't know your struggle, they don't know what you go through, they don't know how to put anything together. And remember, artwork is also something that that you could get a Grammy for. Yes, that makes you an art director. Okay, so let me go over we're at the 69th GRAMMY Awards. Okay, new rules. There are 5 new categories. There is Ballot Plus. Let's go over this together, right? So the new 5 new categories. And plus they have voting flexibility, updated best new artist eligibility, revised album threshold, so it's 75 to 66%, and songwriter and composer recognition parity. You built the song, they sang the song. They're like, not built it, but you wrote it, they sang it. So now we're like, hi, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, so let's go over these new categories. 5 new categories for this year's Grammys: Best Asian Pop Music Performance, Best Latin Song, Best Traditional Pop Vocal Performance, Best R&B Collaboration or Duo/Group Performance, and Best Traditional Folk Album. The Best Folk Album is renamed to Best Contemporary Folk Album. Best R&B Performance is renamed to Best R&B Solo Performance. So those are some changes that came through. So with Ballot Plus, voting members who are actively contributing across genres can now opt in to vote beyond the standard 10-3. So before it's like, nah, you can't just vote for everybody. But now it's like, yeah, sure, why not? And it's based on your verified professional credits. You know, y'all out here using bots and stuff. That's not verified. Hello. Anyways, more flexibility, same rigor. That's what the tagline is for that. So what they changed with the Best New Artist category is that it's clearer prominence language. Up to 4 submissions allowed. And of course, all submissions are still subject to genre screening. So like if you are, if your music belongs in pop, but then like you try to put it in gospel, then those who are organizing everything, going through all of the submissions, they're going to make sure that you land in pop, you know, Best New Artist. It's still okay. So when it says the album threshold 75%, okay, it reflects how many albums are actually being made today with singles released across longer timelines. Okay, so that's that part. And I have one more update I want to tell you guys about before again we get into. So for the songwriters and composers, recognition parity achieved. Songwriters and composers will now be recognized in the same way as producers and engineers across most genre album categories, creating equity across crafts. Y'all gotta look up equity. It means something. But y'all look it up if you want to know it, but you got the rest of it. Digital only albums are now eligible for 2 more categories. Yay! Best Album Notes and Best Historical Album have been updated to include albums released solely in digital form, reflecting where music consumption happens today. Okay, so that was the last one. And why was it important for all of these updates? Because we are in a digital era. So the Recording Academy, which we know if we're on the 69th Awards, you can imagine, like, the ballots used to be paper. You have to mail this. And now, you know, they continue to update how you can vote, how you can submit, how you can become a part of it. So thank you, Mr. Mason, for that. We're very, very excited about it. But again, let me repeat. If you are not a voting member, but you are looking to submit something for Grammy Award consideration, I say something, whether it's going to be a video under art direction, or if you're submitting a song, the songwriters for the song. You understand what I'm saying? So it is called Media Company. Just click that link and it will take you there so that you could read that information. Okay? And again, read through it, because a lot of questions you may have, they're answered, but you just have to read it. But if you really want the award, then you'll take that extra step anyway. And again, let's talk about the membership process before I end things. You need 2 recommendations from a person in the music industry, whether it's a professional such as myself, executive, or if it's another creative. You need to have those in by February 15th. You will then have to speak on your own behalf and have that information in by March 1st. Come June, July is when the Recording Academy lets you know, hey, welcome to class of 2026. So I'm saying that to let you know it is too late to get your membership consideration for this year, but you can start from now and get those 2 recommendations and speak on your own behalf for the class of 2027. You do not have to wait for that. Another thing, when you go to NUFFMusicGSC.com, you will see each deadline. All the dates are listed there. How long for you to register your media company, when we start doing submissions, which, by the way, is in about a week. I believe it's July 7th. It's almost time. Yeah. So you don't have as much time as you're thinking that you may have. You know, but let's get to that together. You know, that's pretty much it. Of course, everything is going to be in the caption. It's going to be on the website. And that's about it. What? Enough knowledge, enough power. That's how we do it over here, y'all. Good luck to everyone who's becoming part of this process. All right? Later.